Blog Talk Radio.
It's Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, on the Blog Talk Radio Network. Once again, it's time for the most intriguing talk radio on the internet today. This is Sasquatch Radio. Breaking news and information from around the world. Interviews with men and women investigating the mystery. The latest high-tech equipment. Cutting-edge research techniques. And amazing discoveries. Real-life people sharing real-life encounters. The director and founder of Sasquatch Watch, Virginia. Here is your host, Billy Willard. Something is out there in the dark, watching, waiting. It's time to unleash the beast. This is Sasquatch Watch Radio.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Sasquatch Watch Radio. Today is May 17th, 2010. And as we all know, we have just gotten back from the Ohio Bigfoot Conference and Expo. Y'all excuse my voice tonight. I am extremely tired. We didn't get much sleep last night because a few of us went out last night and did some squatching. And I don't think I finally turned into bed till somewhere around 3 or 4 o'clock this morning. And, of course, got back up and came about 5 hours down the road. So I'm pretty tired. So we might cut the show short tonight, depending on how much action, how many people we have calling in. But that's what we'd like to do tonight. But anyway, before we go on, I'm your host, Billy Willard. And welcome the good, great co-host, Mr. Mike Killen. How you doing tonight, Mike?
Hey, Billy. I'm doing just fine. I think I'm doing a little better than you are tonight, it sounds like.
Yeah, I guess because you guys left, I guess, yesterday, right?
Yeah. We left Sunday morning and got back to my house a little after 8 o'clock.
Okay, yeah. So you've had a little bit of recoup time. So
yeah.
Yeah, I tell you, man, it's I'm tired. That's all I can say. I'm tired, but we still had a good time. Like I say, we went out last night and did a little squatching. We went to an area outside the park and did a little bit inside the park, and we finally nothing really went on. We didn't hear anything, anything interesting, and we called it a night probably about 2 a.m. and I probably might have finally gotten to bed about 3 this morning, something like that. But it was it was a fun time though. I think everybody had a good time. What about you, Mike? Well, I tell you what, we'll start out with you, Mike. You came to I think this was your first time to the conference in Ohio, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, it was my first assault force.
What did you think?
Well, the whole trip was a blast. I mean, I had a great time. I mean, not only was the conference good, they had good speakers. I mean, Dr. Meldrum and John Horrigan, and there was a bunch of good speakers, and of course Bob Gimlin. I mean, how often do you get the chance to hear Bob Gimlin basically tell the whole tale about the Patty incident? But I mean, besides that, just getting to meet so many folks at the conference, so many people that are listeners of our show here tonight, Sasquatch Watch Radio, and the show that Bob and I host on Tuesdays, Bigfoot Quest, and so many people came up to me and shook my hand, and it was almost overwhelming. Actually, it was quite the experience meeting all those folks, and it was just great to be able to put a face to the names that you see in so many of the Blog Talk Radio shows and chat all the time.
Yeah, Yeah, I think that's probably one of the things I think most people love the best is it's almost like a family reunion. You show up to see people that you haven't seen for a year, and maybe you get an opportunity to squatch with each other. I mean, it's a really good time, and I think that's really what most people look forward to. Man, it's just getting back together and sitting down and having a good talk. I know a lot of people didn't even want to go to bed at night. There was a lot of people stay up till way early in the morning, just talking and catching up and talking about their favorite things. So yeah, it was a great time. Bob Gimlin, as always, is just a wonderful gentleman. Very friendly. I tell you, I think he loves everybody. He was talking to everybody he could talk to, and I know he was wore out. But it was a great time. I really had a great time, just like I always do. Now, I didn't get to see too much of the talks because I was back at the vendor table, and this year the vendor tables were out in the hallway, which what can I say? It was kind of disappointing. Because typically the vendor tables are inside the conference room, which, that way you can hear what's going on. So I didn't get to hear too much of the talks, keeping an eye on my table. But from what I heard, from what little bit I could hear, it sounded like everybody really enjoyed the talks. John Horrigan, I wish I could have been in there to listen to his talk because my understanding was he was really pretty comical with some of his statements and things, and people told me about it, but I didn't get a chance to hear it. But I heard that he's a pretty funny guy, and sometimes I think that's what it takes in this thing is get a little bit of comedy going. It kind of helps everybody to have a good time. Did you get to hear any of his talk, Mike?
Yeah, I was there for the whole duration. I basically, except for the the dinner break, I was glued to my seat. I heard the whole thing.
Yeah, that's great. But yeah, he sounded like a good speaker. What little bit I was able to hear in the back sounded like he was doing a pretty good job of it. So yeah, Henry, that's who I'm talking about is John Horrigan. I heard he did a pretty good job. He was pretty funny, and and it's honestly, people, I think that honestly the funnest thing I have on this thing is meeting everybody. I swear I think it's my most favorite thing. I like to just kind of walk around and see who all and kind of like what Mike said, you get to put a face to a name, from people we see in these chats and in the forums, and it's a really good time. It really is. I see we got some callers on there, Mike. I didn't know if you wanted to kind of start checking those people out, see who they are. I think I know who one or two of them are.
All right, I can run through the switchboard quick there and just see if anybody has any questions. I see there's no hands raised up yet, but I'll check. Okay. Through.
I'll let you check those, and I'll just sit here and run my mouth like I usually do, so that Irish can get an interpreter.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay. But yeah, it was great meeting everybody. And while Mike's busy doing that, I just wanted to run down a few things. Here's a few people I think that really deserve a big thank you for some of the things that they put together. First of all to Joyce. If it weren't for Joyce, we would not have had the grand pleasure of having Mr. Bob Gimlin and Tom Yamarone with us at this convention. So I don't know if Joyce is tuning in or not, but Joyce, I thank you very sincerely. I know Mr. Gimlin doesn't get over here to the East Coast, and it was great to have him here. A lot of folks who can't possibly get out to the West Coast to see Bob, had a rare opportunity to be able to meet Bob, and I'm sure everybody learned what a fine gentleman he really is. And I tell you, he can talk. He can talk about, and he, you know, the funny thing is he's not there to talk about just Bigfoot. He'll tell you how to you know, handle a horse and tell you about some of his trips. And he was telling us about a time where he was out on the horse for months actually, and came back and he lost so much weight. I forget how much he said, but he said he was skin and bones, and his wife didn't even recognize who he was. So I tell you, he is a character, and I love talking to him. And he's got some great stories. Got a lot of years under his belt. But and yeah, I do have a little bit of a cold. I think it's probably got something to do with the strange weather. We had a little bit of a cold front come through last night before that rain started. I think it probably caused a little bit of problem with me, but anyway, I think I don't think JC's with. Well, JC might be on the phone actually. I don't think he's gotten home yet. It'll take him a while to get home. But Mike's still screening some calls. Of course, Irish, who's in the chat room. Everybody got to enjoy some of Irish's singing abilities, and yeah, Irish, I needed a little bit of translation on some of your singing as well. But I know it doesn't matter where Irish is at. Even at the convention, he seems to need JC's help on interpreting what I'm saying. So I guess my accent's just a little bit too much for you, Irish. So I guess Irish and Tom Yamaroon were having a little bit of a contest to see who could sing the longest. Every time I turned around, they were in different areas. Yeah, Henry. Yeah, Mark Stingberg. Yes, actually, I don't know, Henry, if are you capable of calling in? I don't know if you are or not. I'm not sure. My understanding is you're still in with. Yeah, what's up with that, Henry? Every time you come to a convention out here in Ohio, you something happens with your flight plans, man, or your bus plans. Ohio must be a curse to you, man. Well, I guess at least you're not in Illinois, so I guess that's a plus. Let's see. Mike, I take it you're all done checking everybody out?
Yep. Yeah, I just got back. Just came back on the show here. Yeah, I checked through all the callers. Basically, everybody's pretty much listening to the show at the present time. So I told them, you know, if they have a question or they want to make a comment, just hit the 1, and we'll get right back to them. And figured at some point, you know, you're gonna probably want to talk to some of these people anyway to find out their take on the conference and their experiences from their viewpoint. So
yeah, and that's what we'd like. I mean, if people who were there at the conference, we'd love for you to call in, and you know, because each and every one usually takes something personal home. You know, something that you know, that everybody else may not have had the opportunity to experience. So if you got something you want to talk about that happened to you, or somebody you talked to at the conference and you want to talk about it, we definitely want you to call in. That way we can see what you guys, you know, how you guys felt about the conference. The call-in number is 347-237-5070. Again, that's 347-237-5070. I don't think we need to screen this one because I know who it is, Mike. So I'm going to pick it up. I believe this is Henry May. Is that you, Henry?
It is me.
Hey, Henry, tell us a little bit about Mark.
About what? Mark Stenberg. Yeah, don't forget that he was there also. He came with Bob Gimlin and Tom Yamaroon. Yeah.
Hey, Henry.
Yeah. Hey, guy. Hey, Mike. What's going on?
Great meeting you this weekend. Finally.
Yeah, it was great meeting you too.
Finally, right? It's been a couple of years now.
And it was great meeting a lot of the folks that I had not gotten a chance to meet beforehand. And it was also great, of course, to see all my friends again.
Yeah, it was a good time, you know, and being able to meet all these folks like you, and you know, some of the longer time people that have been on Blog Talk for a couple of years. It's good to finally be able to shake somebody's hand in person, you know.
It was great. It was great. All right, let me give you the story on what Delta did to me. Delta Airlines, they screwed me over. I get there to Pittsburgh today, and they tell me that, oh, you were supposed to get here an hour beforehand. We can't put you on this flight. And I'm like, excuse me? When I flew to Memphis, I got there less than an hour before my flight, so I got there 30 minutes before my flight was supposed to take off to Pittsburgh, and they still told me I couldn't get on. So
unreal.
So they stuck me here for another night.
And your paper says 15 minutes.
My paper says 15 minutes. You're supposed to get there 15 minutes before. Ticked me off.
I tell you, Henry, I've heard so much about the airlines here lately. They say the airlines just plain right out suck lately.
Oh, they do.
It's just, it's crazy, some of the stuff. You know, you can't even get your luggage anymore. I mean, I can't get nothing right. But anyway, well, you know, look at it on the bright side. You get to spend another night with Nancy and Bernie.
Oh, yeah. Get a chance to spend the night with my girlfriend again.
One
more night.
You better watch it now. Watch it. The Bernie's probably right there close by. You better be careful.
But other than that, it was a great weekend. Perfect weather, great food.
Yep.
It was just tremendous.
Yeah, it was. It was a great time. It really was. And I like that's why I was saying I think that's what people enjoy the most. It's just not just the conference, but just getting around. You know, getting around to everybody, and it's a good time. So.
Yeah, it was. And of course, seeing Bob Gimlin again. And also Tom Yamarone and Mark Stenberg and Jeff Meldrum. Yeah. And, of course, meeting Larry Lund for the first time. I've been corresponding with Larry for 15 years before I actually got to meet him. Yeah. So it was great to finally meet him. It was also great to meet Nancy says, Kelly says, Nancy can make Henry her martinis now.
And speaking of Bob's, Henry, how about meeting KABC in person there?
Oh yeah, meeting kick-ass Bob Coyne. That was awesome. How you doing out there, Bob? KABC. He is a neat guy. It was just great to finally meet the host of Bigfoot Quest, you know, and that was just tremendous. I had a good time. I had a really great time this weekend.
It was great.
It was, you know, from getting there Friday and seeing everybody, finally getting to meet Melissa Hovey and Wayne, which was really great. Also meeting several other folks that I've been wanting to meet for a while. Sean Forker, of course, the Fork Chop. I got to meet him finally. Yeah,
I know. I tell you what, I was wondering if Sean was going to come, because every time I hear Sean saying he's going to come to something, he don't make it.
Yeah.
So when he showed up, he surprised me.
Good to meet you too, Bob.
Yeah. Eric. I know Eric. Eric and them have me out chasing tree markers.
And Irish, of course, is absolutely hilarious. They're talking about Tarbull.
I tell you guys, between Irish and Bruce Harrington, I swear, I don't know which one of them are more cut up. I tell you. Those two guys.
It was great. I was in stitches. Just being around those two, I was in stitches the whole weekend.
Yeah, that's Bruce, everywhere he goes, he makes either a friend or an enemy.
Yeah.
And I guess he you know, there's one of the waitresses there that's been there for the past 3 years at least that I've been going there, and she knows who he is. I mean, he leaves an impression on people, so they remember him. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Yeah. And her name's Pam. She's one of the ladies that's always there, and listening to her and him exchange words is just the most hilarious thing. You know, he told her before he left this evening, or this morning right after breakfast, he told her, he said, now when I come back next week or next year, he says, there better be plenty of ribeye steak in the freezer.
There's Mike Frazee, our good friend from Washington State.
Yep,
what's up, Mike Frazee? Good to see you, bud. But anyway, and JC, finally, he got the accolades he deserved.
Yep.
He got the accolades he deserved at the picnic, at the
the luncheon, yep. The luncheon
at
with
the
Bob
luncheon.
I
got it on tape, by the way. It's going on YouTube. I got it on tape. His coronation.
I was kind of disappointed that they didn't have JC walk down the aisle in the conference, so he could be recognized,
Yeah,
Should have had him walk down with his scepter and his crown.
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah, I think he enjoyed that. Have an opportunity to have Bob Gimlin hand you a scepter and a crown. I mean, hey, how can you beat that? I mean, so what? So what if it was a toilet plunger wrapped in tinfoil? That's okay.
Yeah, that was great though.
I think JC was sniffing it though to make sure Indy didn't use it.
And speaking of Indy, JC. Speaking of Indy, Billy, I think he's got his hand up here. He's on the line, and then we got another caller at 567, which came on after Henry. So I don't know who that is at the moment, but the 419, that's
419's Indy. I know that's Indy.
Right? Yeah.
All right.
Hand up.
Well, let's. I'll go ahead and pull him in here.
All right.
What's going on, Steve?
Man, JC is mad at me.
Uh-oh.
Well, we got to ask the question, Steve. Did you use the scepter before you handed it over?
Just between all of us, and since JC's probably not listening yet, I hope he's not, but no, I didn't. But as long as he thinks I did, it's a...
I think he's tuning in. I think I see his number on the listening dial. You just ruined it.
Dang it.
No, it was a good time. I think he really enjoyed that. Even though he was acting like he's mad at you, I think he enjoyed that.
Yeah, I just wanted to express my appreciation to Indy and Robin and to Jonna for putting on the two great picnics 2 days in a row, Saturday and Sunday. I had a blast, and the food was terrific.
Yep.
The food was great. I love the brats and the burgers.
If
and
the food was bad on the first day, it's Billy's fault. He cooked.
And Jonna's blackberry cobbler, or blackberry cheesecake, it was excellent.
Yep. All that stuff was great.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I think this is either Wayne or Melissa.
This would be Melissa.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey, Henry.
Hey, sweetheart. I was so glad to finally meet you and Wayne this weekend.
Well, I was too. It was glad to finally meet you after all these years, although you almost squeezed the life out of me on the last day.
I know.
Yeah, it was a good time. So what was your favorite part, Melissa? Since this was the first time you'd been to the Ohio Conference, too, what did you enjoy the most?
Well, I'll be honest. The part of the conferences that I enjoy the most are meeting the people that you talk to online and getting to know them on a one-on-one basis.
Yeah.
You know, hearing about the work that they're doing and the things that they enjoy and just their life in general, getting to know them as people, because it's so important, because we do so much of our networking over the internet, and oftentimes we forget that there's actually a living person on the other end. And when you meet that person, you know, your interactions after that are they're so much more meaningful.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when I get to actually get out there and meet people, like, you know, I met Nebraska Serenity for the first time, and she's a truly wonderful person. And yeah, she is. And I met, you know, Indy for the first time, and him and Robin they're wonderful people. And I have to agree with Henry. Them putting on that barbecue for 2 days was one of the most kind things I've ever witnessed. So.
All right, now don't let it get out too much. It's going to ruin my reputation now.
But you know, I mean, it's those types of things when we can get together off of the internet and just interact on a one-on-one basis. That's, I think, is fantastic. And I really enjoy meeting all these people. Bob Quinn is just as fun in person as he is on the radio.
Oh, he is.
And, you know, Tom Yamarone is just as wonderful in person as he is on the Internet. He is truly one of the nicest people I have ever met next to Billy Willard. So
Hammer is awesome.
Oh, he is. He was just phenomenal. And, I mean, there was just so many people that I met. Sweaty Yeti. Who would have thought that he was going to show up?
Yeah.
But it was just really nice to finally meet these people, you know, after you've talked to them for so long, you know, over the Internet. You get to attach a face with a name.
Yeah. And, hey, everybody got along. There was no backstabbing or he said, she said crap. I mean...
No.
I don't know. Irish kept showing up everywhere I was at. I was kind of getting annoyed at him, but, you know.
And let's see, if Sean ever hears the archive, I sang with Liam at the bar. Hey, you know, I sang with Liam at the bar.
Don't let him take that other money. Yeah, I tell you, it was. There was one thing that was really funny, and I see she's here. She's in here, Nebraska Serenity. I think she developed. Coming to the conference, she developed at least 50 more names from Bruce. Everything from Alicia to Alana, Ellen to I don't know. He had a long list of names. Yeah.
And Billy, I kept that whole thing going. That's kind of been a running joke. In fact, I still have it going in the chat room now. I just called her Cindy. I've been doing that since Bruce did that. I think I've called her Josephine, Samantha. You know, I've been doing it ever since, and it's kind of a running gag. She just called me Xavier.
Well, you know, Bruce called her like 4 different names there at the handicap area where we was having the picnic, the cookout Sunday. He called her like 4 different names right in a row.
Yeah, it was funny. He's hilarious. You gotta laugh at him. That's for sure. What was your favorite part, Steve? What really stuck out for you?
Well, I couldn't be conceited and say the cookouts, but no, I'm not going to do that. Just getting to meet Bob and getting to hang out with you guys. I mean, you know, last year, you know, me and you and JC hung out at the cabin because we shared the cabin together and everything. But this year, you know, it was more of, you know, the other people that I talked to on here that we got to hang out more, and that was the best part for me. I mean, because I didn't want to leave Sunday, but you know, when we got kids with us and they had school today, you know, I had no choice. But maybe next year I'll stay an extra day.
Mhm.
Yeah, of course, that rain kind of stunk though coming home.
Yeah.
It really stunk. But
hey, Billy.
You know.
Well,
yeah.
Fortunately, he didn't do that during the weekend, so the weekend was great.
Do you want me to jump down there and talk to 567? Or you just want to pick that one up?
Where's it
got
at?
The hand up too. We got a 567 number under Henry at the bottom there.
Yeah, that's Melissa. She's already on.
Oh,
that's me.
All right. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Would help
Hi,
if
Mike.
Would help if I looked if it was a microphone icon there. Would help, huh? Locked in on the hand. Yeah, locked in on the hand. I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah,
Mike. Welcome to Sasquatch Watch Radio.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? We got all these newfangled things going on here with the screening calls and, you know, call the info button, and what can I say? I think I'm still delirious from the drive yesterday.
Steve Wash just asked me who fed and watered my raccoons while I was gone. If anybody's ever seen my videos on YouTube, I talk about raccoons in my attic. And I've seen these suckers.
There was a bunch of them running around at Salt Fork, especially at nighttime.
Yep. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to get off the line, and I had a blast meeting all of y'all that I got to meet this weekend, seeing my friends again, and it was great this weekend.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice catching up with you, Henry. And you have a safe trip back as soon as you get your flights right.
And it was nice meeting your wife too, by the way.
Well, I will pass that along. She's sitting right here beside me, so I'll pass that along.
I appreciate it, Billy.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to y'all later, guys.
Okay.
Y'all have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Now, Billy, wasn't it you that gave Mike here a new nickname instead of Long Island Yeti? It's something else now?
Oh, yeah, what was it?
Long Island Iced Tea Yeti?
Yeah, Long Island Iced Tea, yeah. That's Mike's new, I don't know, Mike, I think Mike enjoyed that Long Island Iced Tea. Ohio didn't make a bad one, did they, Mike?
Well, I have to say I've had better, but it certainly was strong. I'll give them that. They weren't cheap on the alcohol content.
And Nebraska, Janine said hello and thank you, and same to you too, Kelly. Yeah, it was a great time, and this was Janine's first conference too, and going in, I've told you all before that she could care less if the thing existed, but I think she didn't really know what she was getting into. She thought she was going to go and she's going to have a bunch of crazy loons running around at a conference, but I think she was surprised. She learned that people are there to have a good time. People are normal, and made a few friends along the way. So that's the best part of this whole thing.
You're calling me normal?
Yeah, even you, Steve. She said you were normal. So yeah, I was a little surprised too, but I went along with it. And then Steve finally got his shot glass that I've been holding on to for a year.
Yeah, finally, thank you.
Every time I turned around, I was going to ship it, I'd forget.
Are those hoses going to work for you, though?
All them hoses will work fine. They're the same thing I've got. So, yeah, they'll work fine. I appreciate that. Let's see. What else can we talk about? What else can we talk about there, Mike?
Oh, that was plenty to talk about yet. I mean, I don't know how many might have walked by and been in the area, but I just typed it in there to chat just now. Tom Yamarone and our own Irish guy in the chat here, they put on kind of a little acoustic mini concert there in the I don't know what you call that there, that little patio, I guess, kind of a raised patio that was off by the swimming pool there. And they just pulled up a couple of chairs, and they had another guy on harmonica, and they were jamming out on those acoustics, and it was quite the little concert going on there. So that was a lot of fun. I don't know how many people might have passed by and heard that, but I know I just came walking out of my room, and I started hearing music and started following the sound, and there they were. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you mentioned a while ago when we was talking about that Long Island iced tea. I typically can drink like 3 of those things, but that one that they made that last night, that's Saturday night.
Yep.
I had just that one, and I'll tell you what, I was buzzing when I was done with that drink. I don't know how much alcohol they put in that drink. I had one the night before, didn't even touch, didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
That drink was wow.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about because the same bartender made mine, and that's what I commented to you. I said, man, same deal. It was the same bartender, and I tell you, boy, she makes a stiff drink, that's for sure.
Oh, that's definitely for sure.
Got your money's worth. Got your alcohol content in there.
No,
and I thought the same thing. I mean, usually I could handle at least 2, if not 3, and man, just that one. I started feeling it before I was even done with the one. As I was getting towards maybe 3/4, down with the one, and I said, man, I knew right then that she put it pretty heavy in the alcohol.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, do you know who the 612 is on there? I see there's a hand up, but we don't have. Do you know who that is? There's also a new one on the bottom.
Yeah, I just clicked over there. I know who the 781 is.
Okay.
612 I don't recall, and then there's a 617 that just popped up. All right, so let me jump over quick and pop through some of the lines here.
Okay. All right.
I'll be back in a minute or two.
Yeah, that's
about the drinks.
Yeah. Let's hear about I want to hear about those drinks, Melissa. What was up with those drinks?
What drinks?
The drinks on Friday. I heard they were pretty good drinks.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Oh, because you don't remember it.
No, I remember Friday night perfectly. I don't know what you're talking about with drinks, though.
Come on.
You know what? I'm not going to rat out my friends and things like that. I mean, some things should just, stay where they're supposed to stay, Willard. And I know your wife's number, so you better change the subject.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with having a good time. So.
Oh, we had a blast. I had a blast Friday night. And my only regret of the whole thing was not getting a chance to say goodbye to Tom Yamarone. Yeah. I mean, we had such a good time on Friday night. For me it was wonderful because, I haven't seen Monica and Craig and Jerry Hested for, a year and a half. And so I had a chance to catch up with old friends and meet new ones, and we just had a really, really, really good time,
Yeah.
And like everybody else, I was really sad to have to leave on Sunday, and I tried to talk Wayne into staying until Monday, but, he wanted to come back home, and so, it's always fun to get together with people that you enjoy spending time with.
Yeah.
I hope you had fun at our little thing, though. Our little thing Sunday. I hope you had fun there.
Oh, I did. I really did. I'm sorry I didn't make it on Saturday, but I had to, get ready for the day and stuff like that. But, no, I mean, I thought it was really great that you put on that barbecue for so many people. I mean, it was, 2 days in a row. I mean, wow, Steve. That was really nice of you, and the food was great, and the company was fantastic, and it's just fun to get with people that you enjoy spending time with,
There's two things I'm going to have to do now. I had a running joke with Bruce about the chocolate pie. Now for Melissa, it's going to be the cheesecake.
I want that cheesecake. Okay, that's my second regret, was not taking that cheesecake to the car on Sunday, because I've been regretting that all day.
That was definitely good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So, let me see something real quick. All right. Oh, boy, we got to do this. Let's see here. Let's see. See if I can cancel that. Got to figure out how to do this now. All right, I think we got you on the line, Abe.
Oh, hey guys, how's everybody doing this evening?
Good. How was your time? What did you enjoy the most at the conference?
Well, of course, I have to say right off the bat, meeting Bob Gimlin, Meldrum, Steenberg, Lund, all the speakers, meeting all the new faces, just so many people. Like Melissa was saying, it's finally good to put a face with a name that you guys see in the chat room and everything like that. It was just a great time all the way around. What really stuck out in my mind was, like I'd have to say, Saturday night, everybody was down at the lounge, and Sarmiento showed up down there, and we, just kind of hit off right away from the top. But after that, the lounge closed down, so we were about to go our separate ways, but lo and behold, Yamarone was out by the fireplace jamming, and he had quite a crowd out there. And so we just stayed up till about 4:45 or 4:45 in the morning, singing and celebrating and just talking and getting to know one another. And it was really, I can't complain. There's not one bad part about the conference. the picnics were good. Thank you again to Steve and Robin. Thanks to Joyce Carney for getting Bob and Tom out there. It was all the way around a good time.
Yeah, that's for sure. It really was.
Just got into Wisconsin here. We're finally in Wisconsin. At this time of night, so we are almost home. We're almost there.
Yep. Good time, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, meeting old friends and making new friends. That's what these things should really be all about, making the new friends and putting differences aside and moving on and growing, as a person and as researchers for the common goal.
Right. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely, you make a lot of new friends there, and I think that's extremely important. I guess who else we got on the line? We got Mike's other guy he likes to hang out with, Mr. Bob Coyne.
Hey, Billy. Can you hear me?
Bob. Yep, I can hear you plain and clear.
How you doing? I want to say hello to Abe, and let's see, Mike.
Hey,
and,
Bob.
I think Steve is still on the line, right?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Yeah, Steve, I want to congratulate you. That was a great job that you did down at the beach, so to speak, and I was just as happy as can be. It was hard to believe that I was actually talking to Bob Gimlin, and oh my goodness, he's standing here beside me, and that was just a great thing, and I want to thank all the people that put that together. With Bob and Tom and Dr. Melvin, et cetera. So, and as far as the group goes, there's so many of them. I met so many nice people that, as somebody said, that you wanted to put a face to, and everybody I met was just super. And I'd like to sit here and name them off, one by one, but I think I said it at the conference there that prior to me leaving that, if you leave somebody out, I'd feel really bad about it. So I want to say that you people know who you are, that all the interaction between myself and you people, it was just absolutely great. And I also wanted to say that you had mentioned, Billy, when you first come on about you sitting at that table there with your lovely wife while the conference was going off, and I was sitting there. I mean, I was standing there with you, and we were talking about the cast, and I noticed I looked down and I saw you had that picture of the Bigfoot. And to the left of that, you had, your T-shirts, and you probably were wondering why I didn't buy one. And so, I'm not really a T-shirt kind of person, but you probably don't know this, but back in the Pennsylvania a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, it's getting kind of late in the conference pod, and I'm walking across the floor. And I hear somebody in back of me, and they tap me on the shoulder, and I look around, and it's Tom L. And I say, oh, hi, Tom. And he says, Bob, I want you to buy this T-shirt. And I go, huh? What do you mean? He says, I want you to buy this T-shirt, this Sasquatch Watch T-shirt. I go, well, Tom, I'm not really a T-shirt kind of guy, and I did buy some other stuff. He says, no, Bob, you didn't hear me. I want you to buy this T-shirt. Well, he's kind of a big guy, and I'm looking at him like, I'm looking up at a tall building here, And then he takes a step closer to me, and he's giving me this look like, I don't know, like I was a bug that just landed on his ice cream cone. And I says, he says, I think you ought to buy this T-shirt, Bob, with the emphasis on Bob. Anyway, I said, well, how much is the T-shirt? And he said, $15. And I said, wow, that's a pretty good deal. What if I give you $30? And he said, no, just give me the $15 for the shirt. And well, of course, it's a nice T-shirt, and I bought it, and I wear it to weddings, and I wear it to board meetings and stuff like that, because you never ever know when you're going to bump into a Tom L. You know what I mean? So that's just a short story, and that's why I didn't buy one of your T-shirts, because I already have one and I wear it everywhere. You know, so if you bump into Tom L, let him know I said that, okay?
I'll let him know. That's funny.
So anyway, I'm not going to stay on the line, but you people know who you are. I had a great time, you know, and I'm going to be there. Probably the first person to be there next year if it's held, and I'm going to hold on to these memories for quite a while, you know, like forever. And I'm going to remember each and every one of you. I had a lot of laughs, and so, you know, having said that, I'm going to allow, you know, to tie up. I don't want to tie up the lines, but anyway, thanks again to all of you people. It was a great time, and I'm thankful for it. So, with that, I bid you all good night, but I'm going to be in chat anyway. So.
All right. Good night, Bob. Thanks for coming on.
Good night, Bob.
Okay,
Bye,
guys.
Bob. Thanks,
okay,
Bob.
good night.
All
Bye-bye.
right.
Take care.
All right. That was great. That was a great story there that Bob told us. I didn't even know Tom had done that. That's hilarious.
So that's the secret, huh?
Yeah, that was something I didn't even know about. That's pretty good. Well, we got another person hanging on the line. Before I bring him on, I just got to get a little something out of my system. Y'all might not quite understand this, but I just got to do it. And with that, I will bring him on the line. How you doing tonight, Bruce?
Billy, you're a funny guy, but
JC, hold on a minute. I hope JC didn't run off the road. I hope he wasn't in the tunnel when I did that. I hope you're all right, JC. You may be laughing at this point, but
Billy, hey, great job on the picnic over at the beach. That was a really fantastic time.
Hey, no problem, dude. I still got to get my pictures off my camera of how many Bigfoot researchers it takes to grill hot dogs.
I don't know. I think that was Bruce's first time grilling a hamburger.
I guarantee you it was not my first time grilling a hamburger.
You took the apron home with you, didn't you, Billy?
Yeah, I think I've got it somewhere. I got it in one of my boxes.
Okay, cool.
How many did it take to start the fire?
I think Indy had that. He had that started before we got there.
Yeah, actually, it was Chief Perry, because they got there before we did and had the grills all ready to go.
Wow. Somebody's going to take away my title as Chief Fire Starter.
Yeah. Well, at least the fire wasn't climbing up to the top of the pavilion, Melissa.
That's a fire. Anything short of that is just a nice try. Okay.
So, Bruce, have you made it home yet?
No, I have not. I'm held up at a McDonald's.
You're held up at a McDonald's.
They don't make steak, do they?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was getting ready to say. Unless he's mistaken an Angus burger for a steak.
Well, it was getting kind of late.
By the way, Bruce, just so you know, Janine's defending you. She said that what I did was really mean.
Well, so what's new? No, it was a great weekend, though. You know what? The highlight of my weekend is when the park rangers came over and told Abe that he couldn't harvest any more mushrooms from the park.
Oh man, Bruce. There will be next year, buddy.
They put the kibosh on that. So coincidentally, there weren't as many Bigfoot sightings this year because of that. So I don't know if they're connected at all.
I couldn't tell you, man. I've never picked a shrimp in my life.
I know you have your minions pick them for you, Abe.
No.
we all need our hobbies.
And mine's squatching. Mine's not shrooms. Mine's squatching, buddy.
Okay.
Yours is steak and squatching. Mine's squatching.
Well, yeah, we all have to find our own path. You know, Bob Coyne was on earlier, and he was mentioning how he's not a T-shirt guy, so I guess Billy has to make up some Sasquatch Watch overalls for Bob. But Abe, you can back this up though. Mike Killen had that Long Island iced tea, and we had to basically pour him back into his room, and he's like a thin guy. He probably weighs like 50 pounds soaking wet, and I just
pour me back into the room, Bruce. You weren't even there when I left. Who you kidding? and I'll have you know, you're off by at least 100 pounds there, Bruce.
Yeah, probably right. But I actually envy you, Mike, because I wish Mike is actually like 1/3 of my weight. So I'll never be able to get down to that, but I can at least live vicariously through Mike.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When I shook Mike's hand, I was afraid I was going to crush it, man. I mean, look at Mike compared to me. You know what I'm saying? I got these big meat hooks for hands, and he's, real skinny dude, and I'm thinking, God, I don't want to squeeze his hand too hard, I might break him.
Well, I appreciate the concern, Indy, but I tell you, I'm pretty resilient guy, even though I may not look like it.
And my utmost apologies to Dr. Sarmiento, whom I mistakenly called.
You slaughtered him.
Yeah. But in my defense,
that was hilarious.
In my defense, it was 3 a.m, and I just couldn't remember his name, and I knew it was Star something, and I just blurted out the first thing that came into my mind. I know Abe had a good laugh over that.
You said Sargento. He called him Sargento, man. I was rolling.
Yeah, that's a shredded cheese, isn't it? That's a shredded cheese. They sell in those bags. They make tacos.
Yeah, I think it is.
I was trying to get his attention because I wanted to take a picture of, Dr. Sarmiento and Tom Yamro jamming over by the fireplace. I just couldn't, I just couldn't think of his name. But he's a great guy. He's a great guy. He took it in with good humor.
I got a picture of you, of me and you, Bruce. I got a picture of me and you that's going to be put up on Facebook here.
Oh, why is that, Abe?
Well, so everybody can see we all had a great time that night, Saturday night, and can see how good you look for 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh man, yeah, that wasn't exactly my finest hour. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. It was great though, man. It really was.
On a serious note, you guys, I want to thank Billy and Bruce for when we was at the luncheon for Bob. When I started feeling real bad, they took over the grilling duties. I want to thank you guys for that.
Oh well, you're welcome. We're I'm used to it anyway, so it wasn't a problem at all. You did all the hard work getting all this thing put together, so not a problem.
And I want to thank you, Indy, for telling your daughter to tell me that my hamburgers weren't that good. So thanks.
Wait till she sees you the next time, man.
Hey, just for the record, I want to say this to Tina. Tina, we have no idea what happened in the chat room. I just asked Mike if he had muted you out, and he didn't do it. I didn't do it, so I think Blog Talk's having an issue. You didn't do anything wrong, so sorry. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's happened before, even on the Bigfoot Quest show that Bob and I do. Occasionally, it's like it's almost like Blog Talk Radio does it themselves somehow. I don't know what that's about. It's happened to our show too. Somebody was muted for no apparent reason. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but Mike, in your case, when your show gets muted, it's a public service.
Yeah, but only for that one person, Bruce.
Oh. Bruce, you're just making all kinds of friends.
They're trying to save lives one person at a time, Mike.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and we'll go over a little bit. I know some of you all, like I say, I was in the back most of the time. We do have some people here that, wasn't there, and they're kind of lost trying to figure out what all we're talking about. So, does anybody want to kind of quickly mention what? Let's see, for example, Dr. Meldrum's part. Does anyone want to kind of give a brief overview of what Dr. Meldrum talked about in his talk?
Yeah, anyone who remembers the weekend,
yeah.
who was sober for at least most of the weekend.
Well, Bruce, did you have VIP tickets?
I did not. That was just, I'm not as wealthy as all you folks, so I had to sit in the back.
Yeah.
Not as wealthy, but you could pay $170 for a plaque.
But, hey, that was my family inheritance, okay? So, I'm going to have to explain that.
Bruce waited till the last possible minute, though. That was the thing. And not only that, but he had to pay double for his room there as well. Mr. Procrastinator.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for the update.
Well, hey, in the interest of being open and honest, Bruce. Next year you won't wait till the last minute. That's lesson learned, right?
Well, Mike, perhaps there are some other missteps that you'd like to share with the world before we move on.
Okay. Well,
I was kidding.
There was that rather humorous, almost kind of a touch of senility that overtook you there in the bar, where you couldn't keep Nebraska Serenity's name right. That was kind of funny.
Who? You mean Aisha?
Yeah. We took that and ran with it, and that's been a running gag ever since. So gotta give you credit on that one. Gotta give you credit on that one, Bruce.
Yeah, she's really nice. So just to back up and give you the backstory. So at this conference, I met this woman from Nebraska, and she was just we were just talking, and it turned out to be the Alicia or Aisha from Nebraska, and it was really cool because she had driven all the way from Nebraska in her bookmobile, and just to attend the conference. And they canceled the tour on Sunday, so I took her around to some of the different areas just to say these are some of the areas where we had some activity, and we met we were down by the Stone House, and we met sort of these other people who had attended the conference, and they decided to tag along, and it was really nice. I mean, it was just really great to meet people from different walks of life who just had an interest and made the effort to attend the conference.
Hey, Bruce, why don't you, I thought it was pretty funny, why don't you mention what happened when you took the tour of the Stone House? Which part, Billy? The part where the guy...
Part?
The part where go ahead and talk about that a little. Just
okay. So we were, it's a 15-minute tour, and the Stone House at down by the park is basically a renovated house from the 1800s, and the guide was telling us different parts of the house, how it was constructed, and he pointed out these divots in the hillside next to the house. And he said, notice that the house is made from sandstone, these huge, immense blocks of sandstone, and they were actually taken from the hillside right next to the house. The materials didn't have to be transported that far. So about 5 minutes later, Aisha says, "Hey, where did the sandstone come from?" And the guide looks at her and says, "Where were you when I explained this?"
I think the Bruce rubbed off on the guide. Sound like some kind of smart remark Bruce would say.
Well, then, Aisha accused me of, contaminating sort of the good spirit of the tour. She said, she accused the guy of being mean, just like me. I don't know where she get that from. But I met a lot of cool people. Adrian and their friend Tina Harder. Yeah, they were just really cool. I think they're with Jody Cook. I think they're Jody Cook's groupies from Kentucky.
Wow. You're racking up that list of friends, aren't you, Bruce?
Well, yeah, keep on stacking it up. I don't see him in here, but you better watch yourself.
But no, it was a good time, really. I highly recommend it to anyone who just wants to have a good time and meet some of the people that you've talked to a lot but just never met in person. It really was a good time.
Hey Bruce. Adrian wants you to know, she put in the chat, Jody is my groupie.
See, Bruce, you always got to start trouble.
Trouble.
Cartwright just got home and let everybody know he's naked.
Oh, man.
Hey, as long as he's still wearing the crown.
You know what? That is a visionary I did not need. Thank you, Steve. I can see him. What he's trying to say is he's sitting on his throne with the plunger in his hand and the crown on his head. All right.
Hey, Billy.
Y'all are a rough crowd, man. I tell you.
Hey, Billy. I'm going to call it a night. I just wanted to call in and say hi to everybody that's calling in, people that are in the chat room that were at the conference. And I was really glad to meet you all. And I hope that those who attended last year will come back again next year if Don decides to have it. And people who were, not sure if they wanted to attend will attend next year. So, because it was great getting to meet people. But I was going to hang up the phone and say goodnight.
And
all right, good night, Melissa.
Melissa.
Before you go,
yes.
Melissa.
Yes.
I'll be sending you an email tonight, Melissa, so be looking for one.
Okay, I will.
When you come back next year, bring your own Oreos, okay?
Why? JC gave me Oreos. Why do I have to bring my own? At least JC cares about my sugar intake. Unlike Bruce, who tries to steal food from my little hands.
Well, those were my Oreos that you were helping yourself to.
JC gave those to me.
He gave you my Oreos?
He said he had 8 packages of Oreos that other people had given him.
That's intolerable.
Oh, well, you know what? Hey, they went to good use. I've just about got this package emptied, and before long I'll be starting on another one.
Well,
hey, Billy.
Well, at least we know who to call when we need Oreo disposal.
Yeah, JC wants you to pick up his line. He says, Billy, pick up my line in the chat.
Okay.
All right, good night, everybody.
All right, good night, Melissa.
Good night.
Night, Melissa.
All right, I've got you open, JC. Just don't flush the toilet.
I already went.
Okay.
I already went.
Good.
Hey, I just had to say one thing.
What's that?
Hey, Bob Coyne is a player.
Why is that, JC?
The ladies love Bob Coyne. Tell. I'm not lying, am I, Billy?
Oh no, he seems to be the ticket.
Yeah.
I know JC was getting jealous.
I know.
His daddy Bob Coyne.
Yeah, he was trying to do some schmoozing, wasn't he?
Yeah. Billy, Bruce, and I were out last night doing some squatching. We had the parabolic set up, and we were hearing some screams, and they were coming from Coyne's room.
flying now. The rumors are flying now. Oh man. I just wanted to answer real quick something that Don Keating's in the chat room, and I just wanted to say something. He had mentioned earlier that he was sorry about the tables. Don, I mean the table was fine. The only thing that I regretted was we weren't able to really hear the talks, and that was the only thing I was really disappointed with, was not being able to hear the speaker. And my understanding is that John Horgan had a great talk. And I wish I could have heard it, and I'm hoping somebody recorded a lot of it, because I'd like to hear some of that. And that was really my biggest regret, Don, was the doors were shut, so it made it real difficult for us to hear anything that was going on. But
yeah,
it's crap happens. So
yeah, and it's not Don's fault. His hands were tied on that part.
Yeah,
they were stating
I tell you what I would do, Don. You might want to mention to them that they may want to put some speakers out there. Since they put in that speaker system in the conference room itself, they could easily put speakers out in that area and make sure that it's wired on a separate circuit, so that that way they have the ability to shut them off in case they don't want the sound going out there. It wouldn't be that hard to do. Actually, he says he's on the line, so let me pick it up.
Yeah,
is that you, Don?
I think so.
Okay. But did you hear what I said?
Yeah,
it would be real easy for them to put a separate circuit of speakers out there. That way, when they didn't want the sound going out there, they could shut it off.
I know. Well, things got fun. They fell apart. That little table deal was tossed in my direction about 2 days before the conference. I was adamant about getting things. I wanted to get as many chairs in there as possible, and I also wanted to get the speakers, a table, and I also wanted to get as many of the vendors in there as I could, but I also wanted to increase the number of chairs in there because of the fact that we had such an overflowed crowd, and I figured we would. I was talking to Salt Fork about this as early as Wednesday and Thursday of last week. But, I didn't call in to rag on Salt Fork. I just called in to tell everybody thanks for attending the conference. I appreciate you being there, and that's it.
Well, thank you, Don, for putting on the conference, and since we'll put you on the spot, and since you always say everybody puts this peer pressure on you, are you having one next year?
Billy, the way I feel about things right now, I would have to say I doubt it.
And why is that? Go ahead and tell me. There's just too much stuff that happened behind the scenes that took place, and it was a great turnout with the attendance and all that. All the speakers did a grade A job, and of course last year at this time I said I doubt it too, and you see what happened yesterday, or actually Saturday, so it's a possibility, I doubt it today, and it's like Grover Krantz said on an interview that he did one time, or maybe it was Richard Greenwell. He said, they asked him, what's your belief in Bigfoot? And he said, well, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays I believe in Bigfoot. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays I don't. And some days I take the day off. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of this week I'll say no. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I'll say yes. And then next Sunday I'm taking the day off. All right.
So anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks to all the vendors that were there. We had a record number of vendors. I think everybody who attended had a great time and a great choice of souvenirs that they could purchase, and that was great. I didn't hear any of the vendors say they lost any money or anything, and that was good. So
yeah. I have a question for you, Don, if you don't mind.
I mind, but go ahead.
No, I was wondering if you heard anything of a guy running around in a Sasquatch suit that got picked up by the ranger.
No. Did you hear something like that?
Yeah, I did. I was just wondering if there was any truth behind that.
Well, I could find out easily.
Okay.
And
did you get that plaster I left for you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I started making cookies out of it today.
Oh, good deal. Well, don't eat too many because it'll clog up your intestines.
That's a possibility. That's a possibility.
Thanks, Don.
Don, speaking of cookies, the vendor who had those Sasquatch sugar cookies, those were delicious.
Huh?
She made like $100 off me.
Well, I thought it'd be 200, but okay.
Yeah. Only 100, Bruce? Are you sure? I thought I saw you whipping out your MasterCard there.
He did. I don't know what you guys what he was talking about, but he did whip it out. And she said, "Oh, okay, no problem for you." I thought I'd have a 32-ounce cookie, but I couldn't get enough dough.
You're funny, Don.
Don, when's your next monthly meeting, Don?
It'll be in August sometime. I haven't set a date yet. I got to get together with the lodge and find out what they have available for the rooms and stuff like that. So I only have one question. And since I think he's on the line, maybe he can answer this directly. Why was JC so stone quiet? Not now at the conference.
Actually, I don't think he's on the line.
Yeah, I noticed him sitting off in a chair just listening to like his iPhone or iPod or something.
Well, no, he was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on the line, but I don't see him now. I just checked the switchboard, so he must have dropped off.
Yeah, he must have dropped off, exactly. I don't see him.
Because I think he's at home, and his phone doesn't give very good signal in his house. So.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, I'm not trying to monopolize on your time, but one more thing. Someone that was at the conference over the weekend gave me a DVD with all 6 episodes of Mysterious World. And if you know what happened last year, that's the show that Lee Hart did.
Right.
So Saturday night after the conference was over, I had a screening party with about a half a dozen people. And we watched it. And I will tell you that the folks that they interviewed, they did not make fun of. They did several face shots of people in the audience, people in the restaurant and things like that. But I can tell you that they did not make fun of them. They just let the people talk and tell the stories the way they wanted to tell the stories. So it just to rest everyone's mind a little bit, that episode on Moon TV in New Zealand wasn't nearly as harsh as that newspaper article was that he wrote.
That's good to know.
Okay. So, go ahead.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, I mean, when I started watching it, I thought, oh Lord, here we go for the torture chamber or whatever, and it worked out. I thought it was all right. It was actually quite funny. It was actually quite funny.
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't funny towards the people,
Right. Well, that's good.
I think he made more.
They did that. I'm glad they made that.
Yeah, I think he made more fun of himself than he did anybody else.
Yeah.
So. Okay, I'll quit taking your time and I'll let you go. But thanks again to everybody who attended. We have between 600 and 700 people there.
All right.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
having
Don.
us, Don.
See ya.
Wow.
All right. Night.
Hey, Billy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Billy.
Yeah.
We actually had 2 questions in the chat. I don't know, when you want to take those, but I got them here.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead and take those questions, Mike, and then I'm going to cut this thing short because I'm just about ready to fall out.
All right. First question was from Spin Dave, and he said, what did you learn at the convention that will make you a better Sasquatch researcher? And he hasn't asked that to anybody specific, so I guess anybody can tackle that one.
Anybody got an answer for that?
I guess William Drunganis brought some pretty interesting beverage to that, and I'd like to get my hand on some of that to try out in the woods.
Now, I got to ask you, Abe. Now, what does that drink? How does that drink make you a better squatcher? Now, that's not very good. Now, Abe. I know what Abe's thinking about.
I like the berries, and if we could put some of those berries out there maybe lure in the Squatch and see how he would react. That'd be really interesting to watch.
Yeah, and I would answer that question, but again, I didn't get to hear any of the talk, so I'm not a good person to ask.
Hey, Billy.
Yeah.
I'm selling some of my DVDs of the conference on eBay, so if you can bid on it if you want. If you want to listen to the conference.
You love starting trouble, don't you, Bruce?
Oh man.
Keep it up.
I'm just kidding.
Keep it up, and we're going to hear another.
Hey, you noticed how Bruce waited till Don got off the line to say that?
He did, didn't he?
Don's still here, so.
Is he? I don't see his number there.
He's in the chat. He's still listening to the show.
Well, he's in the chat, but I mean, he waited till he was not on the phone anyway.
You're really going to get it.
You only see him on the show for about 30 seconds.
Oh man! All right. Well, it looks like nobody got anything out of the conference to make them a better Bigfooter.
Jimmer in the chat room.
What's that?
Jimmer in the chat room.
You know what? I don't know what his screen name is. So I'm not sure.
Yammer.
Yams.
It's Yams.
I do not see.
Y-A-M-S. Yeah, he's not in here. No.
Okay. No, you know what's really sad is, you know, I've been talking to you, Billy, and Bruce, and John, and Yamarone, and all these people for about every day for at least this last month, and now that this is all over with, I'm like, what the hell am I going to do now?
Yeah, I tell you, I think everybody enjoys it so much. That's the way it is. But
Hey, Billy. Sean Forker typed in the chat here, I came to Ohio just to see Bruce eat. and that's quite the experience, Sean. I know. I sat right across from him in Pitzers in 2008 in Jeanette, PA. So.
So what was that second question, Mike?
The second question was from Whammy9 and Wayne, and he said also about Bruce. He wants to know how many meals did Bruce eat while in Sword Fork. I don't know. Was anybody keeping an active tab on that? That's pretty hard to count all.
You know what? Y'all not gonna believe this, but Bruce did not eat breakfast this morning. I know it's hard to believe, but he didn't. He was disappointed because he found out they didn't have any more steak for breakfast, and he refused to have breakfast. That is a true story.
He couldn't get the steak and eggs.
They ran out of steak.
Well, I know he ate 6 times.
Well, how many helpings did you have, Bruce? How many times were you in that kitchen there? You know, I mean, no wonder they ran out.
Well, I thought it was not a good showing to run out of steak when your menu specifically states that you know that they serve steak and eggs.
Well, I know for a fact that Bruce ate at least 6 times because he ate breakfast Saturday morning, then he ate at the luncheon for Bob, and then he ate at the dinner, and I know he probably ate later that night, and I know he ate yesterday. I know he had breakfast not this morning, but yesterday morning, and I know he ate at the picnic cookout thing that we had Sunday, so I know he ate quite a few times.
And while we're on the subject, I would appreciate it that when I eat, that way I don't have hordes of people coming by just to take photos of my meal. It was worse than the paparazzi. It was horrible.
Well, I tell you what, I think you've been tagged on Facebook more times than the world record, because you've got food shots of you all over Facebook right now.
Billy, I know you posted. I know Billy posted those pictures from the Cracker Barrel in Virginia before we even finished the meal.
You did, Billy? That's not
it was
funny.
instant. It was instant, Bruce.
You know, I'm going to go on record as stating this right now. Next year at the conference that Don has one, I've told Bruce about this, but I think he thinks I'm kidding. Robin is going to go out and get 10 pounds of hamburger. She's going to fix 2 5-pound hamburger patties. Me and Bruce is going to see who can eat what. It's a challenge, by God.
All right, well, we'll all have
Indy.
to place bets.
Hey, Indy, I eat 5-pound hamburgers by accident, okay? So don't even start.
Bring it, little man, bring it.
Oh, yeah, that was great, too, that, just to be able to meet, Larry Lund and Bob Gimlin again. And, of course, I'd met him a couple times before. But, those guys are just really great guys. If you ever, get the opportunity just to have a conversation with them, you just realize, they're just great guys. And I didn't even take offense to the fact that Bob Gimlin said I look like a Samoan wrestler. So. Of course, he was kidding around.
Oh, where you all? All right, Mike, I'm about ready to fall here. I appreciate everybody calling in. This was a good time. And can't wait to see everyone again next year. We'll do it again next year. Don't listen to Don. He's just saying that. So
I think you said that like 22 times. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Mike, it was nice meeting you in person. Bruce, same to you too. Billy, I've already met you once, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, same here, Steve. And like everybody else said, great job with putting that luncheon together. Everybody had a great time. Everybody I spoke to, and I know we all appreciated all the effort and hard work that went into putting that whole thing together. And really great time there.
Yeah,
it was great.
Wish
you didn't have to leave Sunday. You could have come out Sunday and had cookout with us too then, but you had to leave though.
Yeah, we had to get on the road. Long drive, and I had to get home, and I know, Dave, poor Dave, he had another 4.5 hours or 4 hours and 15 minutes after we got back to my house, so, didn't want to stay too late.
Yeah, plus Mike had to work out all that alcohol from the system.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for calling in, everybody. We appreciate it. Thanks for everybody tuning into the show and the chat room, even though Bruce says that it's a boring show.
Did I ever say that?
Yeah, you did. You said the show.
I don't think. I think I may have implied it a number of times, but I don't think I ever said it.
Okay. Well, that's okay. That's okay. All right. Well, Mike, thanks. And everyone else, thank you. And I'm going to bed. Everybody have a great evening, and we'll see you all next Monday night when we will have Mr. Scott Marlowe on the show next Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern.
All right. Take care, Billy.
All right.
Good
night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Squash on.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
A legend passed down through the generations. A myth to some, reality to others. Thousands claim to have encountered this creature from all around the world. Footprints discovered, unidentifiable hairs collected, unusual sounds recorded. Something is out there. Sasquatch Watch Radio. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, on the Blog Talk Radio Network, interviewing the men and women researching this phenomenon, the latest news and information, research techniques, and cutting-edge technology. True terrifying encounters, as told by those who have experienced them. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, on the Blog Talk Radio Network. Your host, Billy Willard of Sasquatch Watch of Virginia, brings you the most riveting discussions on the internet today. blogtalkradio.com/Sasquatch Watch Radio. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern. Sasquatch Watch Radio. The truth is out there. Welcome to Sasquatch Watch Radio.
What if you could have a career where the opportunities are as vast as our nation, where it's not about mission statements, but a shared mission? At U.S. Customs and Border Protection, we go beyond to protect more than borders. From ship to shore, air to ground, cities to local communities, CBP agents and officers are keeping people safe. Join U.S. Customs and Border Protection and go beyond for something far greater than yourself. Learn more at cbp.gov/careers.
If you're a Kia K5 GT and Kia Forte GT owner, this is your reminder to breathe. See that sophisticated interior? Enjoy those sensations. And now, imagine how you look from the outside, and that speed that only a Kia GT sedan can give you. Sorry, I can't help but get excited.
For those lives full of thrilling emotions, the all-powerful, all-fun Kia GT sedan. Kia, movement that inspires. Limited inventory available. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.